Hi guys, welcome to Crypto B101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And as you all know, this is the Bitcoin and breakfast show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. We are seeing a little bit of hope in the market this week. I haven't seen the way the market dumped from about 123 and where it's going. But what do we need to do? Those are things we're going to talk about this morning on the show. But before you write down, if you're just joining the show for the first time, please make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can only be part of what is going on this great platform. And as you can see, the chart is not really looking good, but we're getting some hope out of it. And I know you guys will be like, how? We're going to share some news this morning where I will let you guys see what we need to take a look at regarding where the price is moving. But the main thing is the crypto market is in shambles and Bitcoin is in real danger, and we need to discuss about this and know how we are going to move forward from there. But before I move on, let me share the link to our social media so other people can join us. And for those of you that are telling me I should send the link for the challenge, because the challenge is on, we got a sponsor, the challenge is on, but for you to join the community, the links are down in the description. You can either join the Discord or you can join the Telegram channel. Also, you can go to the X account to join. I'll show you right now, because from the X account, you could use that to navigate to all those links as well. So you can come from here. This is the Discord channel, and you'll see the Telegram channel also in there. So without wasting our time, let me share these links so people can join us right away. And if you're looking at BTC and thinking that, okay, what can I do? How can we roll with this? It's very simple. The only thing I think we need to do is to stick to the way we have been trading for the past 1 month or 3 weeks. You understand? I told you there will be some times where you do not need to trade all the time. And that's the truth. You just need to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Why? Because the market is not in our favor. And once the market is not in your favor, there's nothing you can do to it. I'm not going to lie to you, except, and I can repeat, except you are day trader, whereby you go in and out and just make some money like a scalper, or you use a lower time frame to trade. Yes, that you do not need to worry. But if you are an investor, join the live now. But if you are an investor or a spot trader, I don't see the reason why you should be in the market. Because the truth is, if you're a spot trader, you're an investor, you're putting in some money and you're waiting for it to appreciate. You understand? Then you can cash out the money. But if you're a trader, you're using leverage, because with leverage, I could put $100 and trade a leverage of 20x. You understand? 30x and thereabout. But with spot trader and what will I call it? Join the live now. But with spot trader and investment, you're just putting your money there, sitting there for it to accumulate to a bigger amount, then you cash out. So when you're doing that, you need to know that you do not need all the price action movement for you to stay in the game. And if you look at the chart right now, you find out that BTC is still dropping. Ethereum is dropping. All altcoins are dropping, even though we saw that movement that went up yesterday. So like I said, we just need to wait for what? For structure before we get back into the market. All right, let's take a look at some news that are making waves and see how that could affect what we're seeing on the chart. And if you look at this now, you see that altcoin season index plummeted to 23%, and that is when we're talking about the fear and greed index. And that is shocking, because we've not really had altcoin season this bull run, and now we are now down to 23%, and that is a kind of signal that will tell you we might as well be shifting into bear market, and there won't be altcoin season this bull run. And I accept that because what has propelled BTC this season is the ETFs. And you saw yesterday, if you didn't watch the show yesterday, you can go and watch it. You can see it right here. You can check it out where I gave a crucial warning concerning what is going on in the crypto space. So if you have not seen that, you can go and watch it out. But what did I say there? It was just that to show you that we saw 2 billion ETFs being liquidated or came out of BTC in 1 second. That is huge. And when you start seeing something like that, it's crazy. And now I've seen some big influencers now changing their narratives and saying maybe we're going to have one leg up before the bull run happens. But whichever way, we just need to know, we need to stick to it. So you can see altcoin season index plummet to 23%. And not only altcoin, you can see warning signals has even showed that Bitcoin 365-day moving average is now at risk of collapse. And that is really, really crazy. We saw the 200 moving average, that one happened. Now the 365-day moving average. And you see, the truth is, if you take a look at the chart, don't let us lie to yourself. You know, this is the problem with when you're trading as a spot trader, or you're an investor, or you're a day trader. You understand, we always want to be sentiment because we have our money put onto one asset thereabout, and we need to remove that. Because take a look at the charts. Even this is Bitcoin chart, you see that we have a lower low, you see, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So even without taking a look at the fundamentals, without taking a look at whatever that is happening, this is showing us a downtrend already. This is showing us a downtrend already. So if we're in a downtrend, why are we going to be forcing it and say we're looking for a buy or we want to buy? Except the market create what? A structure or a signal for us to jump in. And if you look at the structure right now, you can see we took out 102,000. And that was the key area last week that everyone was saying we should not break below. But now we took out that spot. We don't know where the market is going to talk. As a matter of fact, I feel like we are going to break this 97 or 98K easily if the market is dumping. And where we could see the market dragging a bit will be around 80K, 70 something K. I'm not going to lie to you. If we're truly diving into the bear market. And remember, the US government shutdown is still on, and now it has now break the record of the longest US government shutdown in history. So we don't even know when it's going to be called off now. Some of the Trump administration came out say, okay, the thing is going to be called out 2 weeks ago. But the polling market that normally predict all those things says no till ending of November. And it looks as if it's going to go that way. Now imagine how many billions of dollars they've been losing every day. That is definitely going to shrink the economy a little bit, even though it's not big because we know US has the largest and the biggest economy, but that is still going to affect them no matter how small the money they are losing. So we need to be careful with what is going on. And if the 365-day moving average is being broken, I think we might as well just accept that we are in bear market. But like I said, Bitcoin is really, really, really in danger, and the cryptocurrency market is in shambles. Why? We've never had meme coins. We are almost close to the end of bull run. If it's going to be the 4-year cycle every year, we never had altcoin season, even though some of the altcoins did perform a little bit better than some. We never had a season. I can say we've had Bitcoin season, because from 15,000 to 125,000, that is huge, and that is great. So we need to watch out with all of these before we get caught in the middle. But another news which is really, really stunning is about 4.7 billion Bitcoin options is expiring today. That is another crazy thing we need to wait for later today, and definitely is going to affect the market, because when the options expires, we're going to see if some is going to stick to the buy or some people will dump it. And with the $2 billion US streak that we saw ETF outflow yesterday, I feel like today might be a little bit crazy. And to know it's Friday. The last black swan we had was let me see, 1 2 3 4, it was 5 Fridays ago. Yeah, 5 Fridays ago. So I don't know what is going to happen today, but I'm just saying we need to be careful today. The last dump we had again was on Friday. Let me see the last Friday. Okay, leaving last Friday. Okay, last Friday was a little bit a push up. Then we had a Sunday. Then on Monday we saw the dump. So anything could happen after that big, huge amounts are being expired today. And you can now see that BTC, XRP, and even so pulls back as AI draws scrutiny. I told you guys, the moment BTC start acting funny, even now, this bull run, if you really want to be in the game and you don't want to get caught, take a look at ETFs inflow and outflow. The moment you start seeing the ETF dropping down, or we start seeing the inflow slowing down, just know the outflow will start. And the moment we start seeing 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days streaks of outflow from BTC, you should know other market will start falling and BTC itself will crash. And that is what I've been noticing this bull run, and I want you guys to know about that. But let's now see the good side of what we've been saying since. JP Morgan has now come out to predict that Bitcoin metal rate may rise to 170,000 in 6 to 12 months. And now this is now making me to understand one thing. If in 6 to 12 months they're predicting 170,000, are we not going to have bear market? Because bear market is always 1 year. You can see on the chart, take a look at the previous bear cycle that we've had. Let me put it on monthly candle so you can see. If you look at it, you can see from November 21 down to let me say November 22, or let's even say December 22, it was all bear market. The same thing in 2017 to 2018, the same thing in 2013 to 2014. So if they are now saying we're going to reach the amount in 6 to 1 year, are we not going to have bear market? So that is why sometimes I do not take all these people seriously. Why? Because they have banks, they have exchanges, they just want you to trade, they just want you to invest. What you need to stick to is the chart analysis, and that is what we do on this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show. This is the only place where we do not we trade it, we do not gamble it. And like I said, if you go back and take a look at all the shows and read or check all the chart analysis I've been saying for the past 2-3 months, they are playing out exactly how we are looking at it right now. All right, let's take a look at another great news coming out of the crypto space, and this is Zcash. We all know Zcash has been doing well, it's been trending. I think for like 3 to 1 month now, Zcash has been trending. Even when the market is facing huge hurdles and all of that, Zcash has been striving and doing good. Now Zcash has now broken into top 20 crypto list, and that is great, as it hit $600 for the first time since 2018. But I know we're going to have mixed feelings and be asking now, okay, if some of these altcoins are doing well, how come some of these main coins that we believe are going to do are not doing well? Let me tell you, the truth is Zcash and the likes of Hyperliquid, Asterdex, they are altcoins that were launched during this bull run that a lot of people got into. You understand? Especially like Hyperliquid and Asterdex. You can't expect them not or to move in the same trajectory with Ethereum, Solana, ADA, Sui, because those ones, they've been there like maybe 2-3 cycles ago. So we need to understand that. And when you understand that is when you know that, okay, oh, this one, they just had their bull run maybe 1 year, and this one is having their own now. So it's not going to move the same. Like you can see now, BTC has had how many cycles? I think 2013, 2017, 2021, 2025. That means 4. And we've seen that throughout the 4 cycles, it's been tested and it's been broken down, drop from 20,000 to 3,000, drop from 69,000 to 15,000. So everybody now believes that no matter how BTC drop, it's still going to rise back. But altcoins are not the same. Some of the altcoins, they've not even crossed the old, I'm talking about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, all-time high that they created. So how do you want a lot of people to put their money on such? And that's the reason why I feel like the institution or the big boys behind this bull run through ETF are not really interested in some of the altcoins, except some that they know that a lot of people are launching meme coins on, like Solana, Ethereum, BNB. But like every other one, they're skeptical about it. Even though, remember, we got Solana ETF, but we've not seen anything crazy. We got I think ADA ETF, nothing crazy. We got Dutch ETF, nothing crazy. But when we got Ethereum ETF, the market skyrocketed. When we got the BTC ETF, the market went AWR. So you can see that all these things is based on the interest of the institutionals that are now investing in the crypto space. So we need to understand that and not get ourselves confused. Let's take a look at some of the news also regarding altcoins, and you can see Ethereum whale sees market deal with strategic investment, and you've seen Ethereum falls to 3,331 as support snap amid 1.37 billion whale accumulation. Let's take a look at ETH. If you look at ETH also, to me, on a monthly candle is not looking good. Let me put it on a weekly. On a weekly candle is even the worst, because you can see structure upon structure is being broken. So where are we expecting to see this thing to slow down? It might even come to slow down at 2,000 or 1,500. I'm telling you the truth. It might drop down to 2,000 or 1,500, because let's check the daily time frame if we're going to see something great. Nothing. Look at the daily time frame. You can see it. Nothing is really happening right here. You can see we need a structure to break above this 3,005. But what is happening today? The market is dumping. And what have I been telling you throughout this week? Stay away from the market. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of them, stay away from, except you are a day trader that use signal and use leverage, that you just go in, you make some money, you close, you even stop loss and all of that. But if you're an investor, you are a spot trader, just stay away from the market. Have peace of mind. The market will move again. Remember, inside uptrend, there is a little bit downtrend. That is what we call correction and retracement. So definitely inside downtrend, there will be a little of retracement and correction as well. So the time for us to get into the market will come. We just need to do what? We just need to be careful. All right, more news regarding altcoins. Solana ETF pulls 9.7 million in 24 hours and can so push back to 200K. I've told you guys, all the altcoin ETFs, they are not doing great. They are not just like the way we are. Even Ethereum, when we had the ETF, nothing really happened. Even when we had the stake, from proof of work to proof of stake, nothing actually happened. The only one that a lot of people got interest in was BTC, and we saw how BTC moved from 30-something K to 74,000. And when Trump won, it went from 74,000 to 110 thereabout before we hit the all-time high at 125. So you can see where their interest lies, and that is how you need to follow their full step to know what is going on. But I'm doing all the work for you guys. That's why you need to watch the show. It's live every day of the week, and turn on your notification bell, so whenever I'm back online, you will always get notified so you do not miss a thing. All right, the last one is XRP is on fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not that I hate XRP or I'm not a believer of what they're doing, but the way their model looks like, to me, it's not really what crypto community want. And that is why XRP has done a lot of this. Okay, let me now use XRP. Ripple as a company, they've done a lot this year than any other token. but their token is not doing well because the model behind everything, no one wants it. Ripple has launched in Asia, launched in Europe, Ripple has launched in Africa. You understand? But the token keeps tanking. Okay, see good news now regarding Ripple. Over 21,000 new wallet has now just been launched on XRP in the last 48 hours. But let's check out what the chart is telling us. If you have great news like that, you see, nothing to write home about. And there was one influencer that I saw yesterday that was like, are you still holding on to Ripple? Is better you throw it away. And I'm not going to lie, even though I was holding Ripple as an asset, I would have get rid of it. How many bull run have we had that Ripple didn't hit all time high? Even the last all time Ripple could not break it. And imagine it's still tanking with all the news, with everything they're doing, even though they had the connection to the White House, the CEO Brad trying to lobby Ripple to be the what will I call it, the currency reserve or the whatever strategic reserve they will use. Yet nothing is happening. That is why a lot of people are giving up on Ripple. I feel like they just need to change the structure and the mandate at which they want to do things, and maybe people will see that, okay, I think we can join these people. All right, that's what I have for you on the news segment of the show this morning. If you're still watching, thanks for joining me on this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show. And this is where we trade it and we do not gamble it. All right, without wasting our time, let's check what the economic calendar is looking like so we can actually know what we need to do. And if you see what happened yesterday with the index, you find out that the index was nothing to write home about. And I myself, I understand what is going on, but the truth is we need to understand one thing, that the sentiment matters. Okay, take for instance now, when President Trump won the election, the market skyrocketed because the sentiment has been there that if he should win, it's going to be a pro-crypto, it's going to, yes, and it's doing that right now. Everyone jump on it. So the sentiment really matters. Don't just write off, because you might think that, okay, the market is supposed to be dumping. Why is it pumping? No. You need to understand one thing, the sentiment really matters. But before we go there, let's check what the news or the event of the day looks like this morning. And if you look at it, nothing also, because the government shutdown is still going on. And I think it's now 30-something days now, if I'm correct. 30-something days. You can see nothing. Only in Canada, we're going to have the economic employment change and unemployment rate. Normally, it comes out with US. The data comes out with the US, but now and this is the reason why crypto is even dumping, stocks dumping, everything dumping, because the data are not coming out. The investors cannot analyze if the job is good, if the inflation is good, if that. So everybody is just like, we are in a black hole, not knowing what is happening until we see the light. And that can only happen when the government shutdown ends. But let's check what the cryptocurrency market cap is doing, and you can see it's moving from bad to worse. Yesterday it was all red, today the same thing, all red. But that's not the problem. The problem now is we are losing about 1 trillion US, $1 trillion market cap since a month or 2 months now. That is crazy. And this, if we should go below 3 trillion US dollars, I will just give up on this bureau and I'll accept we're in bear market, guys. We just need to understand that, because imagine from 4.3 or 4.4, now we are sitting at 3.4 trillion US dollar market cap. Over 1.5 has even dropped since 24 hours. And you can see we have good volume, at least about 182 billion trading volume in the last 24 hours, but the whole thing is not really adding up. Zcash is doing well. You can see it's trending again. We have the Gen also is doing well, and you can see even among the top gainers, the Agent AI is part of it. But you can see all of this token are not really looking good, and that is why you need to stay away. But we're not going to go without checking which has overthrown each other. And if you look at the screen, you see that Bitcoin is still sitting at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, Tether at number 3, XRP at number 4, BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6, USDC at number 7, Lido Stake at number 9, Tron at number 10, and Dogecoin still maintaining number 10. Sorry, Dogecoin at number 9, Tron at number 9, Dogecoin at number 10. So the likes of Cardano, Hyperliquid, RapidTH, Chainlink, even Zcash that has made it to top 10 is now sitting at number 19. They are below top 10. And if you're interested in knowing where your project or the token you're holding on to sit on the cryptocurrency market cap, you might want to check it out on CoinGecko.com. All right, I haven't checked that. Let's now dive into the chart and see what we need to do regarding the chart analysis this morning. First of all, let's start with the Bitcoin dominance. Look at the dominance. You can see from 63% drop to 58%, and it keeps dropping down, even though it pushed back to around 60, now back to 60 or 59. And if this thing breaks, I think, let's see, 57, just know we're in bear market. I'm not going to lie to you. So you can see that the cryptocurrency market are in shambles, and Bitcoin is in really danger. So we need the bulls to come and save the day. If they can't do that, I won't lie to you, the bear is going to win, and we will find ourselves in bear market. And I'm not going to lie, the floor we should be expecting first will be 75 to 80,000. Then maybe we're going to have retrace back to 90, 100. They will see it dumping to, because the floor I believe we're going to see in the next bear market should be around 30,000 and 40,000. So which is still great, 30 to 40, because that is where we have the gap that wasn't filled. So I feel like they will definitely feel it at some point. But you know, as we always do on this show, we take a look at the fortune teller, which is the chart, which is the chart analysis, and that is what we are going to use to check what is going on. All right, guys, without wasting our time, let's dive into the chart and see what we really need to do. And if you look at the screen, you'll see that BTC is not really doing great. It's still a sell. So what you need to do, stay away from it. Let's take a look at ETH. The same thing, not a sell, stay away from it. Although they are creating a structure kind of, but today is Friday, guys. So even though they're going to break the structure, maybe it's going to be on a Monday, or they're going to break it today if you have a good news and we see a snap up. But we need to break above this green candle for us to know we are coming back on. But for now, stay away from Bitcoin. Let's take a look at ETH. The same thing, stay away from it until ETH breaks above 3,500. Let's take a look at Link. The same thing, stay away from Link. What about AAVE? The same. AAVE is creating a structure, and I like this, but you know, this is a minor structure inside the major structure, so please stay away from it. Let's leave that. Let's take a look at Solana. Solana is down into the buying zone, but yesterday I checked for you to see if we're going to get into the market. You can see it did not create that structure for us to get into the market, so stay away from Solana as well. Let's see if it's going to break $165. If it breaks $165, then we can use that to get back into the market. Remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right, let's take a look at Binance. Binance is still a buy. I told you BNB is still a buy until it breaks 850. Let's take a look at LTC. LTC is not a buy because we have this movement dropping down. Now it's creating a structure to break above. We're going to see how this turns out to finish today. Then I think we don't record on Saturday and on Sunday, so we might have the entry by Saturday or Sunday, but I believe we're going to see if we should get in on Monday because we're having a breakout right now. Let's take a look at SUI. SUI also is not a buy. Stay away from it. AVAX is creating a structure, but is not a buy. Stay away from it. Let's take a look at ADA. ADA is not a buy as well. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP also is not a buy. Ton Network, not a buy. Astadex not a buy, pump.fun not a buy. And speaking of pump.fun, the challenge is on. Please join the Telegram group or the Discord channel to follow how we are trading the money and everything. And remember, this is sponsored by Blofin. And if you really want to join, or you want to join the Signal group so you can be trading day in, day out, you might want to use my link. Is down in the description. Sign up with Blofin, and you can get a lot of goodies or packages for yourself through that. All right, let's check what Ondo is looking like. Ondo 2 is not a buy, stay away from it, please. Let's take a look at some of the meme coins, and we're going to start with Dogecoin. The same thing, I think they're mirroring the altcoin. Dogecoin is not a buy, stay away from it. Shiba Inu, yes, Shiba Inu has created a breakout, but this is a minor inside the major. Only if you want to trade the minor. But as an investor and a spot trader, I will advise you, don't deal with the minors. Let the day trader, the leverage trader do that. So stay away from it. Let's take a look at Pepe. Stay away from it. Popcat, stay away from it. We have a breakout to Popcat on a minor. But remember, all these minors could later turn to the breakout of the major structure. But let us stick to the major structure because that is where the money is. Trump coin is being a buy. It's still a buy. You can see stop loss still remain as 5.5, so we can see hold on to our Trump token. We're holding on to Millennial coin, stay away from it. Not coin, stay away from it. Deep, yeah, Deep is down into the buying zone, but he has not confirmed it, so the signal is not confirmed, so you might as well stay away from it. X, stay away from it. Swam has been a buy and it's been doing great, so Swam is still a buy, and our stop loss should be at 0.0124. Remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right, that's that regarding the chart analysis of the Bitcoin, altcoin, and meme tokens. I feel like we are having a structure, so probably next week the market might pull up a bit, but let us get confirmation, because you see what happened last week when we had a structure on a lower time frame. We used that to trade and we made some points and all of that. Let's see something like that. We use it to trade, or we have a major structure, because why I'm even happy with Bitcoin now is because we now have a new low, and whenever you have a new low, it will be good or better to create a new or a nice structure for us to get in, and that might take us back to all-time high or even to 120. Because if you look at all these dropping we've been seeing, let's say this is going to be one leg. Let's say this dropping from 126,000 thereabout is going to be one leg, and we need the market to pull back to 0.618 Fibonacci or even 50%. So that means we'll be expecting the market to pull back from this 100K or 101K to around 116. That is still a good movement, you see. So let us wait and get the entry, guys, and we will not regret that. But we can close or end the show without checking what the fear and greed now looks like. Let's take a look at what the fear and greed looks like, guys. And if you look at this, you find out that we are still at what? Extreme fear, which is 24%. Yesterday was fear, last week was fear, but right now we're back to extreme fear. But last month was greed, of course. We saw what happened, and that was the first time in 7 years that we saw a red monthly candle in October. Normally you see the nickname October. October means the market is supposed to move ahead. So the fear and greed is still sitting at extreme fear. So that means the market is still, skeptical of what we need to do, how it's going to move. And that is why I'm telling you, let us stick to the plan, how we've been doing it and we've been winning. Let's continue like that. All right, guys, thanks for joining me once again this morning, today, Friday the 7th of November 2025. And please, if you've not subscribed to the channel and you like what we're doing right here, destroy the likes button, subscribe, like and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell. Also, you can follow me on X, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram to get more of the juicy content that I have for you on this great platform. My name still remain the same. I'm Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, aka KC, the great. And until I catch you on Monday on another wonderful packed episode of this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. Please stay out of trouble. Trade where, and remember, it is not how many trades you take, but how much profits you make. I'll see you on Monday, and peace out.